Misery do love company. I have talked in the last video about how identifying with your struggles will simply give them more energy and more power. You don't need to be pouring that much energy into your struggles. In this video, I'm going to talk about your friend group. The people that give you that energy, that feed you that toxic pattern, and staying away from the miserable and unlucky, because that is one of the most important things I have done in the past years is ditch the old friend group that I have. A lot of you watching this, the type of friend groups that you have is very toxic. If you look into them, they say negative things as jokes, even though words are power and they are energy and they will affect you in more ways than you realize. This is one thing that I say, that there's a difference between true friendships and friendships. True friendships is wanting the best for each other, actually wishing best upon other people, trying to help them grow and growing together. That's what it is. That is in friendship and relationships. It's no different. It is a mutual respect and admiration for each other, trying to grow each other to a point where you guys can do by yourself. That is the point of relationship and friendship in the first place. Friendships is a bit different, of course. There's more leeway in there, but I need you to understand that people love relating to each other when they're miserable. People like to find common grounds in misery. Someone who's depressed and addicted to something is gonna find someone else who's depressed and addicted about the exact same thing. Why is that? That is bonding in common ground. That is very toxic. That is not really friendship. That is the thing I talked about in the other video, which is identifying with your struggles, identifying with the toxic patterns in your life, which is one of the most toxic things you can do if you want to improve and outgrow those things in your life. Your friend group is no exception. It is a reflection of who you are. Look at your friend group, you'll find out who you are. You're the sum of the 5 people you hang around most. That is a saying that I keep hearing, and it is true. I used to not believe in it, but it is true. Look at your friend group, you'll know who you are. And this is not an insult to those people, because you are your friend group happened because of you. You attracted that friend group. That is not an insult to them. That is a wake up call to you to actually look within and decide why they are your friend. Are you guys relating over your suffering or the addictions and the bad habits you display, the misery that you guys have? What are you guys relating on? And this is a hard question to ask, because sometimes you just want to feel understood and connected to people. But sometimes that question could expose your friend group and force you to spend time alone. But I'm here to tell you, it is worth it. It is absolutely worth it for you to go and make a new friend group that's going to support your goals and that's going to allow you to grow and not bond with you because of your traumas and your suffering. That is a very toxic friend group that you need to ditch. Find a new friend group that will relate to you on good things, that will help you grow and elevate you in life. And I guess some steps I can give you to achieve that or go toward that, because as someone who used to have very toxic friendships and someone who have built an amazing circle around him, a very good support group I have right now around me, because I have become that person. And this is another thing, you attract the energy that you emit. If you want that person who is positive and happy all the time, do you think you're going to be his friend by being miserable and depressed? That's not the case whatsoever. You might be his friend for a little while, but he's not going to handle you for a long time, because you'll start to wear on him. Because miserable and unlucky people are just very contagious. The energy is very contagious, especially negative emotions. Negative emotions is very contagious. That's why I said in other past videos, giving your struggles words, complaining about them, gives them more power than they need to have, because your words are like magic. And this is the first step you can take to actually improve your life and get a new friend group, is first acknowledging it. Acknowledge this friend group that you have. Acknowledge why you love hanging around them too much. It starts with a mindset shift. My old friend group years ago, it started with me acknowledging that they're not really people who are improving my life or taking me anywhere. They're just there doing bad things, identifying over their struggles with me, talking about how we went through this and through that, and it's all victim mindset. And the first step was for me to acknowledge that and cut that out. And it took for me a year or two being alone. But that's fine. That's a period of you changing, finding new a new a new energy that you can feast on, that you can actually adopt. Energy that is very positive, that's not gonna destroy your life, but for that to happen, you need space. You need to be alone for some time for you to actually establish that new positive, that new mindset, that new persona that you have. It takes time to build. It is built. You're not born with this, you're built. It's built. You earn it. So I urge you that if you have this friend group in this video, this is the main purpose of this video. If you have that toxic friend group that you are relating to right now, please take the time out of your day to look at them for who they are. Don't judge them, but understand that they're a reflection of who you are. Do you want these people around you for the rest of your life? Are they improving your life? Or are you just trauma bonding? And once you actually do this, people will call you fake. You'll distance yourself from people, but eventually you'll be alone for a while. But you'll after a certain period of time, you'll start attracting the right people, and you'll have a very good friend group that will back you up and support your growth. I hope this helped, bro.